What is good, everybody? What is good? Just let me get my sound situated. Let me get my audio situated for the start of the show, you guys. Much love to everybody on the tap in tonight. Appreciate everybody watching me on IG right now. Hit that link in my bio. Come join us. We're over on YouTube live right now. So everybody watching on Instagram, hit the link in my bio and come join us. We're over on YouTube. Appreciate everybody for tapping in on tonight's video. We've got some crazy news to go over tonight, you guys. We got a lot of dope hip hop news, but I'll see y'all on live on YouTube. Just hit the link in my bio right now. Okay, let's go. Just doing my little last minute promo while we get everything ready for the show tonight. Y'all know how I do. Y'all know how I do on these shows. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. I'm your host, Mikey T, the movie star. We've got a number of topics to go over tonight, you guys. We got some real shit to go over, man. We got some exclusive topics to touch on. The Lobby Boys making their media run. They're doing their promo run right now. The album is out. I've actually done a review on it. That's one thing that majorly we got to talk about tonight. The Lobby Boys doing their media run. We're going to be talking about that in more than one capacity, actually. Interesting enough. We'll be talking about that a couple different times tonight. So that's one of the topics, as well as Wack 100 coming to terms with Doggie Diamonds. That's another topic that we are going to be speaking on tonight. Just get everything started. Everybody be sure to let me know what you're smoking in the chat. Let me know what you're blazing on. Let me know what city you're tapping in from. Let me know what city you guys are tapping in from and all that. Let me know what city you're tapping in from. Everybody in here tonight. What up, Jason? What's popping with you, man? Maryland's in the house. Put your city and state in the building. Put your city and state in the building, you guys. Let me know where you're tapping in from. Let me know what you're blazing on tonight. We're just getting started on the show. This is the introduction. You know who I am. I'm your host, Mikey T, the movie star. I'm Mikey T, the movie star. I am your host. Okay, spot him, shot him. What's up? What's up? Miami's in the building, or Florida's in the building, smoking on some sour D. That's what I'm talking about. Ida, Detroit. Detroit's in here. What's happening with you, Detroit? What's popping with you, Detroit? Appreciate you for tapping in. Definitely appreciate Detroit, Florida, Maryland. Everybody, let me know what city you're tapping in from. We're just getting started tonight. We are just getting started tonight, you guys. Got that Gorilla Glue. Okay, Jason, blazing on that Gorilla Glue. Vanguardian TV, smoking on some Moon Rocks. Let me know what you're blazing. Let me know what city and state you're from. Put it in the chat. This is how we begin all the videos. We begin the videos with interaction. Patterson, New Jersey. What up, Rondu? Major love, everybody out in Patterson. Major love to everybody out in New Jersey. Period on the tap in. We back. Baltimore, baby. Baltimore's in the building tonight. Let me know what city and state you're tapping in from. We got some serious news to touch on tonight, you guys. We got some serious news. We got a Father's Day card to talk about. Violating on a holiday. Violation on a holiday. That's what we got to talk about. But also, there's a little bit of a silver lining. There's a little bit of a positive ending to all this. We got Wack 100 and Doggie Diamonds coming to terms. We're going to be speaking on that. Also, we touched on it a few weeks ago, or about a week ago or so. Maino, Jim Jones went to the Breakfast Club. A few weeks ago, they went to $1 million worth of game. Now they're on the Breakfast Club, and they gave some more description of their story. We're going to be talking about all that tonight, you guys. The fact that Jim Jones pulled up on Maino 90 deep probably should be the headline of this video. Jim Jones pulled up and pressed Maino with 90 Goonies. But now they're the closest of friends. Now they're coming together and they're putting out projects that are going to be remembered in hip-hop history together. You know, it's great to see. What up, Detail? Appreciate you for tapping in. We got North Carolina up in here. Put your city and state up in here and let them know Mikey T's up in here, you guys. The hottest blogger in the game. Antoine, what's up? What's up? Brooklyn's in the house. What's up with you, DJ Twan? Everybody do me a favor. Share this video with at least one of your friends. You know what I'm saying? Tell them to come and rock in the chat with you. If not, just throw it up on your Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you use for social media, man. We got Boston up in here tonight. Boston's in the house. Hey, yo, I'm the blogger that's shouting y'all out. I'm the blogger that's showing y'all love, man. That's how we do it here. I think y'all know that, though, man. We got a lot of love in this community right here. Rondu said he's blazing on some platinum runts. Let's go. Mike Wagner. Yes. Yes. New cut on deck. You know what I'm saying? New interviews on deck. Just had the G Unit affiliate Trigger Ock on. The night before that, I actually did an interview with 10 Toes Down. And the night before that, I actually did an interview with Cuban Link. So I'm really working this week, you guys. Heavy week for me. But tonight, we're back to talk about the news. Tonight, we're back to talk about the latest happenings in hip-hop. But like I said, you never know who's going to tap in on one of my videos. You never know who's going to be watching and say, hey, Mikey T, trying to tap in tonight. That's one of the live things about my videos, you guys. But tonight, we got to talk about a Father's Day card that was sent out. There was a Father's Day card sent out from Wack 100 to one Hassan Campbell. That's right. Hassan. Wack 100. They've been going at it for a number of months. Ever since Wack 100 did that interview with 6ix9ine, he's been looking for a scapegoat. He's been looking for somebody to, like when you watch that movie, The Ring. You know, when you watch the movie, The Ring, and you sort of got to get somebody else to watch the tape within 7 days, or else Samara's going to come and get you. Wack 100 had a bad stigma surrounding him. So Wack was kind of thinking, all right, everyone's sort of talking about me interviewing 6ix9ine. Maybe if I go get one of the hottest YouTube bloggers out there to interview 6ix9ine, somebody who you never would have thought would have bended, folded, or broken to interview 6ix9ine. Maybe somebody that would have hit him in the head. He would have hit him in the head. Nah, he would have sit down and done an interview instead. Is he going to hit him in the head or join him for an interview instead? Which one's he going to do, you guys? I think we all know it was the latter. One man who we thought had integrity, a man who we hoped had integrity, a man that has called himself the people's champion. I don't think the people's champion does an interview with the biggest rat in the game. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the people's champ actually does an interview with the biggest rat in the game. You put yourself up. You put yourself up in front of everybody, and now we're all pointing at you and laughing. You know, you were doing good. You were starting to fit in within the industry, but you thought you needed that extra boost, that little 6ix9ine boost. Oh, but he gets 10 million views in a day. You know, sometimes it's not about being the fastest sprinter. You know what I mean? I'll tell you, I was the fastest sprinter in my class. It's more about the one who can run that mile. It's more about the endurance. It's more about the one who's going to last, the one who's going to be here. I don't know. I don't know. Well, Wack 100 denies. He denies being 6ix9ine's manager, but he says when there's a play to be put in motion, he will make it. He says everybody share this video. Let's go. Share this video. Hit that like button. We got some exclusive news for everybody tonight. We got 3 major topics. I'm going over some of the craziest shit that happened back in 09. Talking about that fully loaded clip diss. Maino came onto the scene heavy. Everybody was like, oh, but Maino's the guy who made High Hater. Oh, yeah. There's a lot more to Maino's character than the pop-friendly record High Hater, you guys. I think the majority of us knew that. Maino's career kind of got pigeonholed to a certain extent. The way that they put his album out, it seemed like such a gangsta album. If tomorrow comes, you know what I mean? It's something that we've all thought. It's something that we've all thought in the past. It's a way that we've all lived. So I think with Maino's album, his debut album, I think we were all expecting a little bit more, you know? And you want to know why I say that? I say that to say this. We're getting that with the Lobby Boys albums, you guys. We are getting that. We are getting that Maino that we always wanted. The not commercialized Maino, the Maino that they made commercial, because that's what was in back then. You know what I'm saying? Look what they did to 50 Cent, for crying out loud. They tried to make every gangsta. Look what they did to Shine, for crying out loud. Jimmy Choo, the man was locked up, and he's releasing a single called Jimmy Choo. There's absolutely nothing wrong with the album. What up, what up, what up? Yes, Motivational Mikey T is here tonight. You want to know why? Because we're talking about hip-hop. We're talking about shit that I know. We're talking about shit that I love. Hell, shit that we all love. Everybody in here share this video. Everybody in here share this video with at least one of your friends. That's all I'm asking for. Yeah, Ida, we actually talked about that. 50 actually bit of a confrontation with Wack 100. Wack found out. Wack got the drop. Wack got the drop on 5th and thought it was going to be easy. You know what I'm saying? He thought it was going to be easy. And it wasn't as easy as Hot Rod recording with Mary J. Blige. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't as easy as 50 Cent hooking up that alley-oop. You know, it wasn't that easy. Because when Wack went onto the scene, when he entered the bar, when he entered the lobby, and I'm talking about a hotel lobby right now, you guys. When Wack entered the lobby, he kind of noticed something was off. He kind of noticed something was off, man. And at that point, he noticed that 5th was surrounded like he was Jimmy Carter. You know what I'm saying? 50 Cent was surrounded like he was Ronald Reagan. 50 Cent is not an easy man to get to. You know, I had an argument with 50 one time. We don't got to get into that, though, because I think people are here for the news. People are here for the news. And I don't know if y'all saw it, but you guys can go to Wack 100's page and you could see the clear violation. He put up a Valentine's card. He put up a Father's Day card, and it was pretty inappropriate. You know what I mean? It was actually Hassan up there, African Bombada, you know, pretty inappropriate in my opinion, you know, especially to take a shot at somebody on that day. You know what I'm saying? It's just inappropriate, man. It just shows how much of a low blow it is, in my opinion. And then actually to make fun of some memes in that same regard. You know, Wack is always poking fun at Hassan. He's taking low blows. And it's like, why are you taking all these low blows at Hassan Campbell? You know what I mean? Why can't you actually come back at the whole situation with a little bit of integrity? You know, everybody on here, you witness people going at others. You know what I'm saying? You witness people going at others and dissing them for certain things. And some shots you just shouldn't take. Sometimes you don't need to take a low blow in order to garner a victory. You know what I'm saying? And it's just clear that Wack 100 took the clearest low blow, rather than once the whole shit about Ish wasn't working out, once that whole shit about where Hassan checked 6ix9ine about not sending his man any bread, where he asked him about it. When that didn't go Wack's way, we saw what he resorted to. He resorted to actually saying he intimidated the man, and he resorted to actually these other low blow tactics, which I don't even really want to go into. I think it's absurd enough. You know what I mean? I think it's absurd enough that the man posts a Father's Day card on his Instagram page for all of his fans to see, when in reality, we've got Drillmatic dropping in 8 or 9 days. You know what I'm saying? We've got Drillmatic coming in 8 or 9 days, you guys, and Wack is more interested in dissing one of his foes where that beef is relatively over. You know what I'm saying? Even when Wack 100 went to go do the interviews on different podcasts, they left Hassan Campbell out of the situation. Oh, yeah, XO, we've been doing a lot of great interviews the last few nights. We had Trigger Ock, G-Unit affiliate, on last night. He actually, 50 shouted him out on the 0 to 100 record. We had the night before that, 10 Toes Down. Salute to the big bro, 10 Toes Down. Definitely the next hottest blogger in the game right there. And before that, we had Cuban Link. Then last week, Milk joined the show. You know what I'm saying? We've been running wild over here, man. Tonight, standard night, we're reading off some of the news. First starting it off with Wack 100 putting out a Father's Day card. It was digital. It's not like he sent it to him or anything like that, I don't think. Kind of absurd. If he sent it to him, Hassan would make a video in front of his bird bath with it. He'd be like, man, I got this Father's Day card. And I got to read it for y'all. That would do like 100,000 views. That would do like 100,000 views. You know what I'm saying? If they did that, if Wack actually sent Hassan that card, I would say the two of them were in complete cahoots. But with Wack 100 ending the dispute, the beef, the issues, the problems, whatever you want to call it with Doggie Diamonds, it was just disrespectful what the two of those guys were saying to each other. First of all, shouldn't be on the internet what those two were saying to each other. With him actually ending the situation with Doggie Diamonds, maybe Wack is coming to a realization. One of two realizations, you guys. Realization number one, all of my friends are leaving me. I don't have Hassan no more. I done dissed Gilly and Wallow. They're not bringing nobody back up. I dissed Adam 22. That was a bad move. Academics came on my show. Listen to what I'm saying here, you guys. Academics came on my show and basically told me I report fraud information. All of those people that Wack was bragging about having in his back pocket, you know what I'm saying? Where are they now? And Doggie Diamonds coming in for the save. Doggie Diamonds is coming in for the save, you guys. But you know what, man? Doggie Diamonds and Wack 100, they may be able to create a lot of content together that can actually do views and shit like that. We're going to get into it. We can do that. So let me see what we got here, you guys. So we got some Lil Tjay news. Casanova, French Montana both spoke out on Lil Tjay. I hope everything goes good with Lil Tjay. Very unfortunate situation that happened to him. He was in surgery, out of surgery apparently at this point in time. So I hope everything goes well for Lil Tjay. A couple rappers actually spoke out about it. And I want to actually read Casanova's response to it, you guys. Casanova was like, you know better. Praying for you from my jail cell, little bro. You're going to be all right. Tough times don't last. Only tough people do. and you a bad mother, shut your mouth. When you get out, stop by the crib and pick that bulletproof up at Lil Tjay. What? What is that? What does Casanova mean here? Pick the bulletproof up. Does he mean like pick up the bulletproof vest? Does he mean come pick up maybe a bulletproof Jeep or something like that? You know what I'm saying? I'm not really sure what Casanova's meaning in regard to that. Casanova is going to be sentenced a little bit later this year. I believe it's December. He's going to be sentenced at the end of the year. So a little shout out to Lil Tjay. I don't think is really going to mean much of anything in regard to his sentencings. Obviously, he was just concerned for another artist that's in his area. You know what I mean? Obviously, he was just a little concerned. If anybody wants to send any questions, make sure you super chat the questions, guys. French Montana also spoke out about this as well. To TMZ, French Montana said, I know they rushed him from one hospital to another, so I pray for his family. I haven't spoken to him, but I know he's in critical condition. It's a bad situation. It's hard out here for rappers. As we heard, he had to go into surgery. He was taken out of surgery. Apparently, it's going to be a full recovery from what I'm hearing. Let me see. For TMZ reported he was out of surgery and appears to be doing better. So French was actually keeping up to date with this as well. It's good to see the unity within New York rappers. You know what I'm saying? We see Casanova, who's locked up. We see French Montana, who's on the eve of releasing a new album called Montega. You know what I'm saying? Did I used to call that man Montega? I'm about to check my text messages with French. I could have sworn it was me who called French Montega. Could have sworn I'd be texting French all the time, like, Montega! I'm saying is I better get my producer credit for that shit. But yeah, so let me get back into that. So French is like, I know they rushed him from one hospital to another, so I pray for his family. I haven't spoke to him, but I know he's in critical condition. It's a bad situation. It's hard out here for rappers. We got the hardest job. You don't know where it comes from. We think everybody loves us, but they don't love us. I have a new album coming out tomorrow, Montega, with Harry Fraud. It's dropping tomorrow. French was like, I'm the first artist to ever have the mayor. So French was actually asked about the mayor coming out as well on TMZ. He was like, I'm the first artist to ever, shout out to Soulja Boy, I'm the first artist to ever have the mayor come to the album listening party in New York. I'm just against using lyrics against rappers. We came up watching Nas, who was narrating through the window. We came up watching rappers that were narrating through the window, that was watching people do the things. It's not always that way with the artist. I pray for all the artists nowadays. Yeah, and that's an obvious statement to Young Thug's case. It's an obvious statement to all the rappers' cases that have been going on as of late, where lyrics and music, Boosie, AR Rab, all these artists are having their music used against them in court. And right now, we are in a time where that is going to start to change, or at least I hope it's going to start to change for the better, you guys. So I just wanted to go over that Lil Tjay situation. Casanova and French Montana both spoke on it. Pablo Don Juan, former artist of 1017, also spoke out about Gucci Man, you guys. I want to read that as well as we get started with today's live video. Hood Rich Pablo Juan, he got locked up, and I want to say he might still be locked up at this point in time. I'm not 100% accurate on that. But as we just read with Casanova, a lot of these guys do be leaving messages on their Instagram, on their stories, you know what I'm saying, to actually keep up and keep people, involved in what they've got going on. We just read Casanova's. We've been reading everything that Rollo has been putting out for the last few years. Hell, Max B, you know what I'm saying? Arab goes all the way back to Lil Wayne and what he did with, the letters to Wheezy with Karen Civil. It goes all the way back to that, you guys. We've always been connected with the artists while they've been incarcerated, some more frequently than others. So, Hood Rich Pablo Juan said this in his story. He said, "No matter what, I still love and appreciate LaFleur 1017. Shorty crazy, but he a real one. Understand the business part of this shit. He's got a new label. That means new money. I came from Candler Road, for real, and I became a professional artist from being poor and selling designer D. My position was uplifted, and I'm grateful." Yeah, Hoodrich Pablo Don Juan was actually put on. Hoodrich Pablo Juan, excuse me, there's no Don there. He was actually put on by Gucci Mane. But he was one of the artists that seemed like he was getting bread before Gucci Mane. Out of that whole crop of artists, it seemed like he was really the one that was getting some bread. It really sucks to see that he didn't take off in the way that Gucci Mane would have liked. As I've talked about before, since Gucci Mane has come home from jail, you know what I mean? Since Gucci Mane has come home from jail, he really hasn't had an artist take off up until Pooh Shiesty, who is now incarcerated. All the artists that Gucci Mane was really signing since he got released, from Rollo to Kids from the Six to Lil Wop to Asia the Brat. You know what I mean? All these artists didn't really take off. Fujiano did all right. Fujiano's locked up right now. Pooh Shiesty did really good. Like, that was the artist that broke the mold. He broke the curse. He actually came back and did a lot of units, but he's locked up right now. So I just wanted to talk about that, you guys. I'm eager to see what happens. I know the 1017, I believe the 1017 album, the re-up album, dropped on June 17th. I didn't check it out just yet. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a compilation. I didn't really feel the need to go in. A couple of the artists, as I said, are locked up that are actually on the project. So that's another reason why it's not getting as much publicity as it should. But yeah, we got to get into Jones and Maino going on to the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? We got to go into Jones and Maino going on the Breakfast Club. And also, we got to speak on Hassan Campbell ending the beef. Oh, excuse me. Doggie Diamonds and Wack 100 ending the beef. Hassan Campbell, nah. He ain't ending shit. Wack 100 just violated it. Wack 100 just violated. He sent him one of the most inappropriate Father's Day cards I've ever seen. And I'm not talking about something you could buy at Spencer's. I'm not talking about something you get at Hallmark in the comedy section. This is something that was disrespectful. So we go live with Wack 100. Everything is cool. It's all love. But then he's dissing other people like that, and it's still all cool. It's still all love. There's got to be a measure of respect in this game. There's got to be a measure of integrity that the bloggers out there follow, you guys. When I have somebody on my channel, I let them say their piece. You know what I'm saying? I let them say their piece. That's right, Iceberg. It is a holiday violation. No days off. Violation. You thought you were on vacation? No. You just caught a violation. Yeah, I got the best blog voice out here. I got the best blog voice out here, man. Don't try to compete. Don't try to compete. But yeah, man, the whole situation is pretty crazy. We're about to get into that in just a minute. You know what I mean? Doggie Diamonds, a Wack 100, ending the whole friction, and then ending all the static. Doggie actually said it wasn't really much that they were beefing over. We're going to get into that because I seem to remember all types of people talking about getting lined, all types of other disrespectful conversation. But I guess in the general sense, it's kind of like two guys arguing while playing modern warfare. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like two kids arguing while they're playing Fort freaking Night. It's like two guys are on the PS5 bickering back and forth. Nah, man, you suck, man. Nah, I'm going to bang your mom, man. Oh, you're going to bang. I'm going to see you. You're going to have to pull up. Send me your address, man. Then he sends the wrong address. Then he logs off, disconnects. Then he puts the other user on block. That's what this shit sounds like to me, you guys. Sounds like two kids are putting something behind them when it was nothing more than a stupid argument where they just got a little bit too out of control. You know what I mean? These dudes be saying all types of shit. Oh, OG Boop says, we don't do that on PS5. We don't do that on P5. That's P4 antics. I love it, man. I love it. Wack and Doggie Diamonds were on their P4 antics. But right now, they're on the P5 vibes. They've decided to put it all behind them. But that's our main event tonight, you guys. That is our main event. That is Mikey T's main event. And we're going to get started right now into a beef that many of you might have not known it existed. You might not have known that Maino had a few diss records going against his partner, his cohort, against, his Lobby Boy affiliate. That's what this shit is about. We're about to get into it, man. We're about to get it. My show is a little bit of comedy mixed with drama. That's what makes the best shit. If I could just find a little bit of way to get some horror and sci-fi in here, we would have everything. But y'all heard me mention Samara 7 days. Yo, man, you better show someone that video. You got 7 days. You got 7 days. Or else Wack 100 is coming for you. Never mind that. Mikey T's coming for you. You better not say my name in the mirror. You better not say my name. And I'm not talking about Beyonce. What up, JP? What's popping? I'm putting some sour diesel in the air. I'm trying to find the joint, but I guess it's over there. I just rolled it up a little bit ago. I got some sour diesel in the air. Let's get into it, though, man. So Jim Jones says Maino tried to 50 Cent him. Jim Jones said Maino tried to 50 Cent him. What the hell does that mean? The hell, there's a couple different contexts you could take when you say someone is trying to 50 Cent you. So Maino actually said that Jim Jones pulled up on him. He pulled up on him during the beef. DJ Envy's actually the one who brought it up. They were on the Breakfast Club. Last time they actually spoke about this on $1 Million Worth of Game. But Envy, Envy didn't really have to go do research on that because he was actually in the middle of it. Envy was tucking his chain over this situation when he wished he would have had the deuce suit and his big boot. You know what I'm saying? He was tucking his chain because he didn't bring his weight to the game. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up having to tuck his chain. Envy brought it up. He said, how did y'all have beef and problems at all? So for any of you that didn't know, Jim Jones and Maino actually had problems back in the day. You know what I'm saying? You might have known. You might not have known. You might not have known because Jim Jones really wouldn't bring it up on public platforms. Jim Jones was kind of the shit back then. You know what I mean? Jim Jones was on his high horse back then. Jim Jones was kind of at the point back then where he was just too big, in the industry to be talking about shit. He was rolling around with $180,000 in his jean pocket. You know what I'm saying? He was rolling around pretty heavy back then, you guys. So let me see. So Jones is like, Maino was talking about me. He was talking shit. He said, Jimmy getting bigger now. I didn't appreciate it. What the hell is that? I mean, why would you really care if somebody said Mike T getting bigger now? You know what I mean? I'm waiting for one of these other bloggers to say Mikey T is getting bigger now. You'll probably have a blogger tomorrow say, Mikey T, don't gas yourself. You are not getting bigger now. I'll take that too, though. You know what I mean? So Jones didn't like how Maino was like, Jimmy's getting bigger now. Maino's like, I didn't appreciate that. Maino's like, here's the thing. You remember me, he was pointing at Envy, who said, we had a problem back then. He said, I'm different now. I'm smiling now. We doing business in a better way. It was never really beef. Envy's like, it was beef. Jones is like, it was a misunderstanding. Maino goes on, he's like, it was never really beef because beef has got to get to a place. You can't say it was beef. It was potential. Jones said it could have happened. Shit happens. Now, Maino admitted, though. Maino admitted every time that it could have happened, I'm going to be 100% honest here. There was more of him than there was of me. We was always outnumbered. Now, as I said, you guys, Maino was at an earlier stage of his career. Jim Jones was at the point of his career where he's walking around with $100,000 in his pocket. When you're walking around with $100,000 in your pocket, you're able to accommodate all of your friends, all of your friends' friends, all of the people who just want to be there to support you as long as they can get a meatloaf dinner. And I didn't even say a steak dinner, because for every one steak dinner, you can get 2 meatloaf dinners. In some circumstances, 4. So let's just say Jimmy had his team getting bigger. Jimmy's team is getting bigger now. Bird Gang, Dipset is getting bigger now. They had to turn it into Bird Gang in 730. It was getting so big, they had to take Dipset and turn it into Bird Gang, Skull Gang, 730, Top Gunners. You know what I'm saying? Purple City. Jimmy's getting bigger now. Who's going to say it first? Mike T's getting bigger now. He ain't skinny now. Appreciate everybody for tapping in, y'all. Share this video. Let all your friends know Mike T's getting bigger now. He ain't skinny now. That's right. We here for the win tonight, baby. So we're talking about the Jim Jones and Maino beef that you may not have known happened. So Yee was like, I don't want to take that L, basically speaking for Maino, because Maino was talking about the fact that when he would run into Jim Jones back in the day, he would always be outnumbered. Maino was at the beginning of his career. Jim Jones was at the pinnacle of his. Yes, he's going to have the upper hand, much like he did in the whole situation with Max B, much like he did early on going against French Montana. I'm glad those two guys actually cleared everything up. Wish it could have happened a lot earlier. You know what I'm saying? So Envy actually spilled the beans. Salute to DJ Envy, man. He was like, I was there with Maino in Ruby Falls. Anybody in here know about Ruby Falls? If so, put it in the chat that you know about Ruby Falls. He said, I was there with Maino in Ruby Falls. Maino said they came in 75 deep. Maino taps me. So Envy's like, Maino taps me. And he says, tuck in your chain. True story. We about to get busy. We? Envy's like, we? I'm doing the DJing. What you mean we? We about to get busy. I said, how? Jim. But Jim, and then Envy's like, but Jim's here with 90 people. So now it goes from 75 to 90. He said, what? I said, what we gonna do? He said, act like I got the gat on me. Me and Maino just had beef, but we squashed it and we was hanging out heavy. As Maino and Envy pointed out there, they actually had beef. They squashed it. They were hanging out heavy, getting show money together. They were getting money together, probably making some music together. Envy and Maino. But now, after linking up, they're running into static. Jimmy just showed up at Ruby Falls. Jimmy just showed up, you guys, and he's got 75 people, maybe a good 60 with him. 60 people. Wait till Mikey T, the movie star, is bigger now. I'm going to be rolling around with 60 people. I'm going to be unstoppable. That's how Jim Jones was. Imagine being the guy rolling around with 5 or 6 people to the guy rolling around with 60. Imagine seeing that. It's like an endless fleet. It's like the 300 versus all those thousands. You better have 300 good men. But we all know what it is over here though when it comes to 300. I think everybody in this room knows what it is over here when it comes to 300.
Lil Duck on rock with Mikey T, the movie star. You already know you're rocking, man. 300. Mikey T, the movie star. You already know you're rocking, man. 300.
So I guess we would be good in that situation, because we 300 over here. But I appreciate everybody for tapping in. Let's get back into this right here. Sorry about that little break in time. So like I said, Envy basically spilled the beans. Maino came over to him. Yo, tuck your chain. We got to get out of here, man. How are we going to do that, Maino? Act like I got the gad on me. Ding! Perfect idea. You done hit the jackpot. But that sometimes doesn't work when you got somebody there with 60, 75, 100 people. That doesn't work. That doesn't work like that all the time. Maino's like, me and Jim wasn't rocking with each other at that time. Envy's like, Jim was a bully back then. Jones is like, I was misunderstood. Maino's like, you were a bully. But Yee came back, you were a bully too. Yeah, at that time, Jim Jones and Maino were both on their high horses. At that time, both Jim Jones and Maino were on their high horses, y'all. They were on their high horses. They really didn't want to hear nothing from nobody. They were Maino a few years after that got more on his high horse, but he was really doing his thing in the streets at that point. You know what I mean? Making a bubble around his name, making a buzz, making everybody recognize who he was. And that's why he stepped up against Jim Jones. Maino kind of explained that not many others were outside. So he would frequently actually run into Jim Jones. Let me see. Let me get back into this. Envy's like, so I'm out with Maino, and this is 17 years ago. New York clubs used to be disgusting. So everybody used to carry a little 22 in the shoe. That was me. But this club makes you take the shoes off. So that day, Maino said, yo, you got your thing on you? I said, no. He said, and then Maino said, I said, I'm going to act like I have it on me, and we're going to get out of here. And I never hung out with Maino after that. He never hung out with Maino after that, you guys. So Maino was like, yo, do you have that thing on you, man? I know you usually get the deuce in the boot, man. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, this is not the club for that, man. This is the type of club where they take off your shoe. They're looking in your shoe and all types of shit. You know what I mean? So Envy asked, how did y'all squash the beef and get to a place where you became cool? Because it was nasty for years. Maino was like, Yee is like, what did you say and why? Maino was like, I was talking shit on records. I came in the game trying to get in the game, and this is at a time when, and then Jim Jones cut him off. Jim Jones was like, he was trying to 50 Cent me. He was trying to Curtis Jackson me. He came into the game. He was talking shit on records. He came into the game talking shit on records, trying to get in the game. Now, when Jim Jones says he was trying to 50 Cent me, he was trying to Curtis Jackson me, He's bringing it back to what Mr. 50 Cent did. He's bringing it back to 50 Cent actually coming into the game with How to Rob. 50 Cent actually coming into the game, dissing Ja Rule and Murder Inc. to get notoriety, y'all. He actually did that. Guys, I'm putting up a poll right now. It's our main event topic. Wack 100 ends the Doggie Diamonds beef. I'm putting up a poll. I want everybody to vote in. Do y'all think that Doggie Diamonds and Wack 100 are going to be creating a podcast? I want to know what y'all got to say. That is our main event topic tonight, you guys. That is our main event topic, but let's get back to this one right here. Jim Jones is like, he was trying to 50 Cent me. He was trying to basically come in and make a name off of mine. He was trying to come in and get recognition off of my name. Maino, sorry, bro. Think somebody might have beat you to the punch of that. Actually, never mind. No, Maino was actually doing this before. He was actually doing all that before Max B was doing it. So Maino was like, I was just saying stuff about everybody. Remember my first song that got popping was Rumors. See, you know, he said, she said, I was talking crazy. That was my intro into the game. Everybody wasn't street dudes, and everybody wasn't feeling away, and everybody wasn't outside. I was going outside. I was really running into gym. I remember we was in the Cherry Lounge one time. I came up there with Lil Kim. Everybody in here hit that like button, man. Hit the like button right now. Hit the like button right now, you guys. We got 39 likes in here. We got 100 people. I want 100 likes in this video. Let's go. Let's go, you guys. Hit that like button right now, and I'm going to continue the video. Let's go. Hit the like button. I want like 60 more likes. Let's go. Come on. Hit that like button. We'll continue this shit. Hold on, we got a super chat from Alberto. He said, nah, bro, 50 went at job for getting shot from Supreme and him running with Murder Inc. Get the facts straight, bro. Well, I didn't mention any of the reasons that 50 was actually going at Ja Rule. I was only talking about the fact that 50 got into the game, got notoriety in the game from dissing Ja Rule. He got notoriety in the game from dissing them. Actually, you're kind of right, because he got notoriety in the game after he got shot 9 times, because then 50 Cent was signed by Eminem and Dr. Dre. After he got signed from Eminem and Dr. Dre, I think he was going to lay off of Ja Rule a little bit, but then they tried to make fun of the fact that he got signed by bringing up snitching paperwork. Is that what you're kind of saying there, Alberto? Is that what you're kind of saying there, Alberto? Because I was making reference to the fact that 50 Cent got noticed from actually, we got to take it back a little bit further than that too, because I was actually speaking with Cuban Link about this when he dissed Big Pun. He was dissing Jay-Z. He was dissing Wu-Tang. He was dissing everybody. That is another reason why Jim Jones was saying you tried to Curtis Jackson me. So it's a deep statement, you know what I mean, where there's a couple different answers. Donnie, what up? 513 Cincinnati in the building. Smash that like button, y'all. I want 50 more likes on this video. I might just I might just smoke this kush until we get 50 more likes before I continue the video, y'all. I ain't even playing. I might just smoke this kush. Y'all want to watch a video with me giving the news, or y'all want to watch a video with me smoking this kush? Because honestly, I could do whatever on it. So hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button, y'all. You dig? He got on to a certain extent. Actually, I'm not even going to answer questions like this. I'm not even going to answer questions like this. Let's get those likes up. Let's go. All right, let me check this out. So, Maino's like, I remember we was in Cherry Lounge one time. I came in there with Kim. Jones said, we whooped ass that night too. It's crazy how he just remembers kicking somebody's ass like that back in the day. Like, come on, man. Like, really? That's what you remember these nights from? It's pretty crazy. Yo, Alberto, try to be a little bit more respectful in the chats that you make, bro. I don't be reading shit off like that, to be honest with you, man. So Maino was like, they was 3,000 deep. 3,000 deep. So now we're going from 90 to 75 to 3,000. This man was not 3,000 people deep. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that, you guys. I legitimately refuse to believe that. Honestly, you guys, I legitimately refuse, unless they just meant that everybody that was at the show that night was pretty much rocking with Dipset. Maino's like, they was 3,000 deep. Nothing never happened because we always had mutual homies. He was always running with guys from Bed-Stuy. He loves Bed-Stuy. Jim Jones was like, I got my family is from Bed-Stuy. It went down that night. Jim Jones remembers that night. He said it went down that night, but nothing happened with them. They had left. We whooped everybody else's ass in the club. I think that was the night that Clue had to shut that shit down. My bad, Clue. My bad, Clue. So he apologizes to Clue now. Clue's whole club shit got shut down because of some crazy shit. But so anyways, let me see who asked it. Envy said, so how did y'all squash it? Let's get down to how y'all actually squashed the beef. That's what we're all wondering. How'd you guys squash it? All this serious shit's happening. You guys are running into each other. Dude's got 90 people one time. Dude's got 3,000 people another time. How the hell are you two squashing this beef? Let's get down to it, man. Or are we just going to do an interview where you sort of give us all the details, but then don't give us the finish line? You know, you don't take us to the finish with it. Pause. So, how did y'all squash it? Maino's like, we squashed it when we first had the chance to talk in ATL. Now, at this point, Jim Jones just started laughing uncontrollably. Maino's like, we got to talk in that ATL and introduce ourselves. Again, he was 3,000 deep. Am I like misinterpreting this number? Like 3,000 deep? Who the hell can have 3,000? Maybe I shouldn't even be reading into it that much. It's just a number. Yo, Mikey T was 3,000 deep. You realize how much bread he was spending every time they all stepped out? Yo, Mikey T was 3,000 deep, man. Mikey T is that guy. Mikey T be rolling 3,000 deep, ballin'. All that other shit. You know what I'm saying? All that other shit. Wavy. All that other lit shit. Splash. You know what I'm saying? Whatever they want to say. So Maino said that we squashed the beef when we first had the chance to talk in ATL. And at this point, like I said, Jim Jones just started laughing. You know, that classic laugh. You know, we got to talk in ATL and introduce ourselves. Again, he was 3,000 deep. I had to hold my ground, and we had to talk. Once we talked, we clicked. Jones kept on going. He said, or Jones tapped in, and Jones said, shouts to Sheik and 80. They was real instrumental. We had two people we respect and love. Sheik and 80 had a dope relationship. I remember them going to the side. When I seen Sheik go to the side and talk to 80, I'm like, let me holler at you. Me and Maino went inside the Bloomingdale's. I told the security and the goons, we're going to go over here and talk. So they let Jim Jones and Maino go do their thing. They let Jim Jones and Maino go do their thing at that point, man. And Jones was like, my mind said, whatever is going to happen is going to happen. We're going to tear this Bloomingdale's up, or we're going to leave on good terms. And we left on good terms. Envy said, your main frame when he says, let me talk to you. When you both say, let me talk to you, it usually goes bad. Jones is like, why are y'all doing this? I just want to give everybody an opportunity to speak for themselves. If we have a misunderstanding, I want to make sure that we have a misunderstanding. That's right. So that's why when Jim Jones and Maino saw their OGs talking or their other friends talking, they realized that this could be something that's much deeper than just you and I. So if it's going to be deeper than you and I, let's figure out if there's really an issue here. Let's figure out if there's really something for all of our associates, all of our friends, everybody that cares about us to actually be mad about. Because if there is, then maybe this holds a little bit of merit. But if there's no real issue between the two of us, then we can't allow our other associates, our OGs, the people that we care about, the people that we don't want to see get locked up, the people that we need beside us, we don't want to see them go into unnecessary levels, y'all. We don't want to see them go into unnecessary levels. But let me see here. Maino's like, you got to know, even back then, I already know it was going to happen. It would have happened. He said, back then, I already know if it was going to happen, it would have happened a long time ago. At that point, it was like, let me holler at you. We went to the side and we talked, and we never looked back from there. Jones said it was a dope day, and it went down. I definitely had him out of pocket. Man, it was like they was 3,000 deep. I was 4 deep. Envy said, when did it come to saying, like, let's do an album? Man, it was like, we talked about it back then, and once we got cool. Jones is like, overnight, we got cool. I messed with his energy. And I remember in the $1 Million Worth of Game interview, they had actually said it was their own business at that point in time that was preventing them from doing an album. Obviously, Jim Jones was at a certain point in his career where he couldn't be taken away from doing the solo thing. Hell, you know what I mean? Jim Jones even kind of had an issue releasing projects from Maxby and Stack Bundles, as we've all talked about over the years. You know what I'm saying? Those are two projects that would have had Jim Jones as one of the most major executives in the game right now had he released them. You know, so Jim Jones was at a point in his career where he was focusing on his solo career, obviously. A lot of people feel like, you know, Jim Jones still has some solo work to put out, but Maino as well was working on a lot of his solo career at that point too. taken advantage of everything that he could when it came to that. So they really didn't have a chance, just as a viewer, they didn't really have a chance to actually work together and do a project like this. And probably there'd be a lot of yellow tape or red tape, whatever the hell you want to call it, because of all the record labels involved. Like, no, that's not going to happen. Maino is not going to record a duet album with Jim Jones. We are not going to take the chance of Maino looking like a lesser than Jim Jones. Then from Jim Jones' side, they were probably like, oh, hell no. You think we're going to have the guy who just did Ballin', the guy who just scraped and clawed his way up to mainstream from independent success, work with Maino, a guy that, just to be real with you, he isn't all the way proven in the industry. I understand he has high hater and all that. High hater ain't bought. This is just what I'm feeling like the music executives were saying back then, you guys. Sort of just like what I feel like they were saying back then. You know what I'm saying? Because we saw it in other scenarios where Ja Rule wasn't able to go back and do albums with his old label, shit like that. 50 Cent took control and said, no, G Unit is releasing an album in 2003, the same year that Get Rich or Die Trying dropped. Got a lot of respect for 50 for that, man. Not letting 2 albums go by before he even got started on his own first. So let me see here. Maino's like, so Envy had asked, how did they decide to do an album? Maino's like, I would come pull up on him, and he had a studio downtown. And this is when Puff and Ross would say that they were the Bugatti Boys. And this is actually when I interviewed Rick Ross for the first time, when the whole Bugatti Boys thing started off. So we did a record one time, and he said, shout out to the Bugatti Boys. But me and Maino is the Lobby Boys. That's right, you guys. The Bugatti Boys and the Lobby Boys. We're about to do a poll. We should do a poll, y'all. What do y'all think about that? Who y'all got? Y'all got the Bugatti Boys or y'all got the Lobby Boys? I remember that shit. So Maino said, he said the shout out to the Bugatti Boys, but me and Maino is the Lobby Boys. I understood. It's like we come from the lobby. We come from that pain. We talked about doing an album back then, but we never did it. Envy's like, so how did it come to fruition? Jones said, Maino called me out the blue. Jim Jones said, Maino called me out the blue. Maino called me out the blue one day like, yo, I'm ready. Ready? I'm ready for this Lobby Boy shit. Well, shit, I'm ready too. He was in the studio. I was in the studio. I said, as soon as I finish leaving here, I'm coming to the studio and we can start work. The same night he called me, we started the album. That was last summer. We started with the 10 track paid in full theme. 10 records in 10 days. But by the 4th or 5th record, it was sounding so stupid, I had to pull Maino to the side. We might got something here. So Jim Jones pulled Maino to the side after discovering that they actually had a dope album on their hands. We might got something here. So we went from trying to put it out last summer to putting our best foot forward and making some of the best music. Making some of the best music I think people have heard in a long time. The Lobby Boys album is out. Some dope-ass records, dope-ass features. It was hell of a time making this album. Probably one of the best experiences making an album. The studio, we made it a lobby. Everyone on the album had to come to the lobby. Every night was a party. Every night was a vibe. Yeah, they called the studio the lobby. How about that, you guys? How about that? They actually decided to do 10 tracks together, a little mixtape style project. 10 tracks in 10 days. The music started coming out so good that they said, hey, man, we need to put our best foot forward. We need to put all of our efforts into this album. And look at what they ended up doing. They ended up getting the attention of Young Blue. They ended up getting the attention of Fabio Foreign. You know what I'm saying? They ended up getting some really big records on this album. And I got to say, I'm majorly impressed with what they did so many years into their career, attracting the attention of the mainstays of the industry right now. Very impressive work from the Lobby Boys, you guys. I'm commending them. Everybody go check out the Lobby Boys album. What's up? What's up, everybody? Appreciate everybody for tapping in tonight. 300 boys in the building. Yup. 300 boys. That's what's up. I like the sound of that. We them 300 boys. But yeah, man, we got our main event coming up. Wack 100 ends the beef with Doggie Diamonds. That's right. Grown man shit, I gotta say. Did a little talking about Lil Tjay. Casanova in French Montana sent some word out to him. Pablo Don Juan. Hood Rich Pablo Juan, actually. Excuse me for butchering his name. Hood Rich Pablo Juan. It's just such a long name. Hood Rich Pablo Juan actually put out a statement on Gucci Mane. Jim Jones and Maino spoke on their past issues on the Breakfast Club after speaking on them on $1 million worth of game. They actually did an interview with Doggie Diamonds too. So Wack 100 sent Hassan Campbell. He sent him a Father's Day card. He put his Father's Day card up for Hassan Campbell on his Instagram page. You know what I'm saying? That's worse than sending it, because when you send something, it's private. He put it up there. I don't know. There's however many thousand views. I find that to be distasteful. You know, I feel like Drillmatic should be up there at least hashtag Drillmatic over it or something. But I guess maybe he doesn't want to involve. I guess maybe he doesn't want to involve himself. You guys, in that whole thing. He doesn't want to involve his issues with the production and the promotion of Drillmatic. And in turn, we are getting no promotion for Drillmatic. That's the problem here, you guys. So Doggie Diamonds and Wack 100 were talking. Wack was like, we come in peace. Doggie said, you hear us talking. It wasn't no attitude. Someone said Doggie Diamonds, that's his job in regard to doing interviews, because, you know, there's a lot of shit being brought up about the way people say shit, the way people link up with others. Everyone makes a big deal about who people link up with. We are doing interviews. Why wouldn't we link up with as many different people that we could when it comes to, you know, us doing our craft? When you link up with somebody and you get their story, you know what I'm saying? As long as it's an appropriate story, as long as it's a story that actually makes sense, as long as it's a truthful story, you know what I'm saying? Or if it's just an interview about somebody's life, you know what I mean? That's what we're doing this for. You can't really judge somebody based on the work that they do with other people. Oh, I don't like that guy, so I'm immediately going to write this dude off. Sean Cotton from Say Cheese interviews the Island Boys. I'm writing off Sean Cotton. You know what I mean? Sean Cotton interviews Oskino. Sean Cotton interviews some of the dopest people. He doesn't just interview some of the most known people of the moment. Look at the whole body of work. Look at what somebody's doing in their career. You know what I mean? Rather than be jealous on an app like Clubhouse because you don't have any celebrities coming through, or you don't have any people with credible stories coming through. So Wack is like, we come in peace, my brother. We come in peace. Reek was in there as well. CEO Reek. He said, I didn't know where it was going to go when I brought him up here. I ain't gonna lie. So CEO Reek made it aware that he is the one that brought Doggie Diamonds up in the chat. He didn't know what the hell was going to happen. You know what I mean? But Reek had the guts. You got to commend Reek on this, you guys. He had the guts to actually bring him up so a conversation could actually take place. That's where you got to commend somebody. That's where you got, because it could have went left, could have went all the way left. Lobby boys going crazy. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate you, Psycho Logical, for subscribing to the channel. If anybody here is watching that's not subscribed, make sure you subscribe right now. I'm always doing live interviews on the channel. I'm also always doing live news updates. If anybody wants to get an interview, if you got a budget for an interview, I'm going to put up my Instagram. You can hit me up. Interviews, contact Mikey T on Instagram. If anybody wants to get an interview and you got a budget for it, I'm going to pin it up right now so y'all can contact me. With Doggie Diamonds and Wack 100 coming together, I want everybody to vote right now. And also, I want everybody to like this video. Do you guys see Wack 100 forming a podcast with Doggie Diamonds? I want to know. You guys, is Wack 100 going to do a podcast with Doggie Diamonds? Has he lost the confidence of Gilly and Wallow and academics? Adam 22. Has he lost the confidence of all these people that were in his back pocket? Up in the side pocket of his wallet, pulling it out anytime you need it, like that extra $100 bill. Safety. No. You're going to have to find a new safety. You're going to have to find a new safety, and you're going to have to find 3 new linebackers because it's looking a little bit rough for you right now. But that's why I think Wack is doubling back. Wack is doubling back. Double back Wack. Getting ready for his attack because he's setting up his team. He's setting up his team right now, you guys. He's setting up his new front line, y'all. Nose guard, tackle, all that shit. He's setting it back up. He just had the best. He just had the Yankees. He was just the Yankees. And now he's in twin territory. Now he's the Mets. But he was just the Yankees, man. Now he is the Yankees. He lost it, you guys. He had Adam 22. He had Gillian Wallow right there. There's his spread right there. He had academics 6'9". He had all these different alley-oops. And he went online and he talked shit about them. Now he's doubling back. And he's giving Doggie Diamonds his flowers. I can't say it's not good. You know what I'm saying? It's great. It's great that these guys are getting past the bullshit that they were going through because they were saying some hype shit about each other on Clubhouse and on the internet, which I just thought wasn't right. You know what I mean? It's like y'all are going a little bit too far with this. So you can't really say it's not good that these two are coming together. Doggie Diamonds has a hell of a platform. That would pretty much be second best to him being on a live stream with Hassan Campbell, going on a live stream with Doggie Diamonds. You know what I mean? And I'm just being 100% real. Wack 100 going to Doggie Diamonds is like he's getting the second best to Hassan Campbell. I'm just hoping other people are seeing it for what it is. You know, I think we all pretty much know Hassan or Doggie and Wack could come together and they could make hundreds of videos of content. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that for Doggie Diamonds to do that shit. Why? Because Doggie knows how to create the content. Doggie knows what to talk about. You can even see it in this little piece of them just talking on Clubhouse that they could have many dope conversations to come. There's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying it took for him to get to Doggie Diamonds. What did it take for Wack 100 to get to Doggie Diamonds? It took him burning every other bridge. He burnt every other bridge. And people say, Wack, what about the bridges that you burnt? What about the bridge? I didn't burn no bridge. What would that bridge? What would that bridge to Master P do for me? What would it, Master P has a new series coming out called King of the South. Weren't you looking for something substantial to bring to the film company after they shelved your Suge Knight project? What would Master P serve you? You're asking what would these beefs serve you that you've got so many different things. We could have got Meek Mill on the game's second single after Kanye West. But what would Meek Mill on the game's Drillmatic album serve you? What would that serve you? Maybe you need maybe you need a second in command to let you know about some of these plans. But let's get back to it, you guys. Yeah, I think they're actually on it now to get some of the money now. So Reek is like, I don't know where it was going to go when I brought him up. I ain't going to lie. Wack is like, he's got a very distinctive voice. I thought it was him, but I didn't know it was him. A bunch of crazy dudes be pop up when they go, hey, Wack, we already know what's coming. Doggie's like, nah, but you know what, Wack? A lot of people don't know what Wack. A lot of us are connected in more ways than one. And sometimes it's a grown man conversation that takes place that's not for the world. And we leave that shit alone. Nothing was really about shit. So that's it. I feel comfortable where everything is at. So that's it. Wack had said, you've been putting in a lot of work and you earned that. I'm not sure if he was actually directly talking to Doggie Diamonds at that point. You know, the whole thing about this whole situation is like Wack 100 was saying some shit about Doggie Diamonds. You know, he was saying like, I'm going to get you lined and all that type of shit. It's like, so he's talking all that shit on Doggie, but then it's like a few days pass and he's like, oh shit, it doesn't look like I've actually got anything on Doggie. It doesn't look like anybody will actually, you know, turn their back on Doggie Diamonds because Doggie is actually solidified. You know what I mean? What did you realize that just now? You know what I mean? So now you're on the back track trying to apologize. You know what I mean? 2 days later, nah, you're not such a bad guy. That's the shit I was just saying 2 days ago. You know how it is. I know I repeated it 3 times on 3 different platforms, and who looks like the sucker? I mean, Doggie Diamonds told that man, F you. You know what I mean? And now you're dead in the beef. You know what I mean? But like I said, it just seems a little bit funny to me. It seems a little bit funny to me. Gonna have to keep our eyes on this whole situation. You know what I mean? I don't know if Doggie will actually do a podcast with him. He has a lot of different podcasts working on his channel, it seems. But I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, let me guess. What did Wack 100 see that the Lobby Boys interviewed with Doggie Diamonds? And now you want to be friends? Like, is that what it is? You know, Doggie does his work in a dope way. The way he critiques, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't do it in a disrespectful way. Anyone in their right mind, you know, that knows anything, you know, they know there's certain people, and there's certain situations that you're just not going to talk about when you're on the internet. You know what I mean? You're going to leave certain shit alone. You're not just going to say everything. Maybe I should censor myself a little bit more, but I kind of feel a little bit extra about this situation. You know what I mean? Just because of the fact that he was just courting, he was just courting Hassan Campbell heavily for a podcast, and now he's doubling back for Doggie Diamonds. I'm just wondering, does anybody else realize that's going on right now? No. Just because Wack 100 is going to get 50,000 views in a day, just like how Hassan was goosed up about 6ix9ine doing 10 million views in a day, when before 6ix9ine did 40 million views in a day. How are you going to be jacked about 10 million views when the man did 40 million views last time? You know what I mean? So the Lobby Boys were doing a press run, and they actually did an interview with Doggie Diamonds. Maino messes with Doggie, obviously. Jim Jones, not really the interview type so much. We don't really see him doing that much type of work. Obviously, with the new album out, he's going to be doing a whole run. So it was dope to see them on Doggie Diamonds platform. Someone said a lot of people get into it with Wack, and y'all tend to start talking about us. And they said to Doggie, I don't know if you ever did that. They said this within the Clubhouse conversation, and Doggie was like, nah, I don't know none of y'all. It was also implied that Doggie Diamonds knew UOD, and Wack is like, Doggie Diamonds doesn't know UOD. UOD would have pinged Doggie Diamonds. Anybody that they think has a problem with Wack, they get them there. So he thought you was UOD. Everybody knows UOD is just a Clubhouse clique. It's nothing in real life that I actually know of. It's a Clubhouse clique. I may be wrong, but from what I've seen, Doggie Diamonds is kind of new to the Clubhouse thing. He knows, I'm sure he knows of 100 ENT. Everybody does. But them just asking Doggie about this is kind of like, it shows me how they were thinking. You know what I mean? Because Doggie is over on YouTube with a hell of a fan base. Like, it's a whole different thing. So Wack is like, so Doggie gets a bean and he ain't doing nothing. He going to end up in the room. Doggie's like, a lot of people think that I go from room to room. No, I be getting pinged a lot. And for anybody who doesn't know, when you get pinged, a message comes up on your phone and shit like that, and you just click it and it brings you right in the room. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, guys. I think Doggie has a few more things to do than just to be searching the rooms to go into when it comes to video editing and video uploading and writing and conducting new interviews. You know what I'm saying? If he was more active on the platform, I would be getting a lot more messages and seeing that he was starting rooms and shit like that. So Doggie's like, a lot of people think that I go from room to room. No, I be getting pinged a lot, and I don't know a lot of people's politics. I'm not here. I'm not on here a lot, and I always change the conversations. How did I start this conversation? Wack, why are you always up? Because I knew he was going to say something educational. You know, a part of me kind of feels like Doggie Diamonds is buttering up to Wack 100 here. Like, what educational is going to come out of this? You know what I mean? Do you maybe there is some regret on Wack 100's part that he went at Doggie Diamonds thinking that I don't need Doggie's fans on me. You know what I mean? Maybe he regretted the fact that, because Doggie has a loyal fan base. Maybe he regretted the fact that he went at him. You know what I mean? This dude actually has a hell of a resume. This guy actually does a hell of a show. What was I thinking? Yeah, those shits can hit you real quick. Now, Doggie Diamonds is just showing here when he says, look how I started the conversation. He's just showing that he knows how to have regular conversation with Wack, that he's not having a controversial conversation every time he steps in the room. And I think a lot of people on Clubhouse, when that registers with them, they actually respect it. You know what I mean? I've jumped on Clubhouse in multiple different situations, and I'm trying to talk about some controversial shit, and they're just like, oh, Mikey T, that's not what we're about here. I'm like, oh, shit, I thought that's what Clubhouse was all about. My bad. You know what I mean? I thought that's actually what Clubhouse was all about. So I guess I was wrong. So to hear Doggie actually come into the conversation like that, you know what I mean? He's absolutely in the right. You know what I mean? So he just basically shut that shit down right away. You know what I mean? But I do believe that Wack realized going at Doggie really served him no purpose. So this, in all honesty, it could be one of the things where it makes sense to actually dead the beef. You know what I mean? What do they actually have to gain from beefing? They have nothing to gain from beefing. If they didn't beef, they could make videos all the time and actually have something going on. In reality, I think that they're better off if they work together. They're kind of different. So this isn't like the Hassan Campbell situation, but it's more like when Big Chuck from Death of the Clout Chaser, would put his views up out to the public. Doggie Diamonds is sort of going to take that role of what Big Chuck was doing, but it's going to be on a different platform because Chuck and him were doing it on Clubhouse. Doggie and Wack could actually do it on YouTube. You need to have both of the platforms on lock. Chuck has the joint on lock over there. So what I'm saying is Doggie Diamonds is going to do the same thing, but on a YouTube platform. It's almost like he's getting the second best, as I said, when it came to Hassan. It's like he's getting Hassan without the bullshit when he's getting Doggie Diamonds. I'm not one to see a beef like that. I don't want to see a beef. I'd rather see artists work together. And I look at us all as artists. You know what I mean? I look at what I do as an artist. You know what I'm saying? But do we really need a Wack 100 and a Doggie Diamonds podcast, you guys? That's why I'm asking you all in the chat. That's why I'm asking you guys in the poll, y'all. Do you think Wack 100 will form a podcast with Doggie Diamonds? 80% of the people say no. 80% of the people say no. What do y'all think? If you haven't voted in the poll, vote right now, you guys. But it's pretty clear to me that Wack, he can't get to Hassan. Wack 100 cannot get to Hassan Campbell, you guys. So he wants the next big thing, which, let's keep it real, it's Mikey T and Doggie Diamonds. You hear it all the time. You know what I mean? You hear it all the time. This might have been planned. You know what I mean? This might have been planned, but this is definitely on Wack 100's part. He lost out on the big fish. You know what I mean? He lost out on the big fish. The guy who's doing 3,000, 4,000 viewers live backed off. He backed off. He said, yo, man, I don't want nothing to do with you. I'm doing 3,000 viewers on my own. You think I want you to join my show? You're bugging. You're bugging if you think I want you to join my show. I'm good. I'm 100% good. I don't need you on my show. I've got my own show. So the big fish backed off. But Wack is going to jump for the guy. Wack is going to jump at the guy that does 1,000 to 2,000 viewers on a live show, because it's going to give both of these guys an opportunity. It's going to give Doggie Diamonds a chance to really do some big things. I can see a whole bunch of episodes coming from this. And he's going to be able to make videos that actually come out and do 100, 200, 300K views. And I'm not saying Doggie's not doing that right now, but he will start to do those with that series he's going to do with Wack if they do it. Hopefully, I'm pushing him towards it. You know what I'm saying? But Wack needs help on YouTube as well, because Wack has the Clubhouse on lock. He needs help on YouTube as well, man. That's the main thing. So Wax begins to bring up T.I. losing his show. Wax starts to go into some of the other news. Doggie goes, you know what they do first? They go after your money first. Wack is like, they get a chick a one-way flight. So they started talking about T.I. This is kind of like a little bit of a preview of what Wack and Doggie Diamonds could actually do together, you guys. You know what I'm saying? This is actually a little bit of a preview of what they could do together. That's why I was kind of like, what's Wack talking about here? He's bringing up T.I. You know what I'm saying? He brought up T.I. and it immediately hit me. Oh, this is them kind of starting to go back and forth on a topic. Doggie's like, you know what they do first? They go after your money first. And it's been revealed that T.I. actually lost his show, I guess. What was it? I thought I remembered reading the title, The Family Hustle, but I don't. That was T.I.'s show name. And plus, I thought the T.I. show had been canceled many years ago. But anyway, so they canceled T.I.'s show, probably because of all the comedy he was doing. Sorry, T.I. Wack kind of went in on the situation. that's going on with T.I. and his wife. Wack is like, they get a chick a one-way flight. They send a sprinter to Tennessee. Well, shit, we ain't sending you back, or you on your own. So the women felt pressured. Us, that being in this game, we know the weirdo shit that be going on. And he ain't even the worst one. And he ain't even the worst one. So they tapped in on that little T.I. situation a little bit, which I don't really want to touch on, you guys. I don't really want to touch on that T.I. situation all too much. Kind of crazy to hear a bunch of accusations being thrown out there. Not really going to tap into that shit. Doggie Diamonds had said when Wack first brought it up, oh, I'm going to cover that. That's if they talked about it, that would probably be interesting. It would probably be a good conversation. You know what I mean? That's one of the many pieces that they could do together. A little 150,000 views right on that. You know what I mean? They'd probably find the most controversial headline to use. You know what I mean? And they'd have a good back and forth conversation. So if I got to, you know what I mean, put a little pep in the step, you know what I mean? Doggy 100 Diamonds, that's boom right there. 100 Diamonds podcast. 100 Diamonds podcast. Don't say I never did nothing for you. So let me see here. Doggie's like, Wack said to me, a lot of dudes that got issues with me, I tried to help before. It resonated with me. Because the people who hate you the most is the people you bent over backwards for. Doggy got mad pauses after that. Pause! God, pause! Jesus! Pause! For crying out loud. Did you just say you bent over backwards for me? Come on, we know we're talking about two dudes in this situation. Whoa, maybe the CEO was a female. But anyways, no, it was just a pause-worthy moment. And but no, Doggy Diamonds is trying to talk real, and everybody's so caught up in all that pause shit. Even in the Maino and Jim Jones interview on the Breakfast Club, they were talking about pause this, pause that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, let's have a conversation about the album, man. Let's not worry so much about the moment where you need to pause. So Doggie's like, Wack said to me, a lot of dudes that got issues with me, I tried to help before. It resonated with me because the people who hate you the most is the people who bent over backwards for you. Big Chuck was actually in the room. That's what's up. Shout out to Big Chuck. You know what I mean? He really did a lot on the Clubhouse circuit. He said, that's a trend right now. Wack is like, this is why. When dudes get up and dudes don't reach back. Nah, a dude done reached too many times and got bit. So I'm just going to go about my business. Then you know what's effed up because you don't want to shut down on everybody because it might be somebody great that ain't like that. So it's kind of going to be that thing. Doggie's like, I shut down, bro. I'm going to keep it a real. Wack is like, that's what 99% of people do. Listen to this back and forth that they got there, you guys. They got a real type of vibe going on back when they don't even necessarily need to talk about certain topics. They can really just do it with anything almost. You know what I'm saying? Wack is like, that's why dudes don't reach back. Nah, a dude done reached back too many times and got bit. So I'm just going to go about my business. A lot of times when people in the industry, bigger dudes in the industry reach out to try and help people, bring them to their crib, set them up with studio time, the proper engineers, any of those types of situations, videographers. A lot of times the artist who will be getting help takes advantage of the situation. They get lazy. They be all up in, you know what I mean? They all be sleeping all day. They be smoking up all the weed. They get lazy. And sometimes they look so damn crazy on camera. I don't really want to bring up any names, you know what I mean? But one of the last artists that Soulja Boy signed, man, the way Soulja Boy had him on like Revolt TV, it was just wild, man. And it did not look good. You know what I mean? Sometimes an artist, somebody in the spotlight can bring another person up and it will just look so awkward because they're not ready for all of that. Some shit you can't try to force feed us. You know what I mean? You can't try to force feed us hip hop. Need everybody to go follow Bella. Make sure y'all follow Bella K, the official lobby girl. I believe she's in London, UK. She's in London. She's going to shop at the mall. Shout out to Bella K. So Wack is like, that's like 90% of the people, what they do. Doggie's like, I'm stabbed all in my back. Yo, I can't do it no more. Some dudes, you can't do nothing to them. You know their mama, their kids. So you just go to walk away and you just, you don't wish nothing bad. You just don't wish them well either. Wack is like, the cold part about it. The next thing you know, you're the bad guy. The crazy part is, you're the bad guy. When shit happens in my neighborhood right now, dudes will call me and be like, such and such said, man, you won't F with them, but you want this. I did this. I did that. Get them on the phone. So with you, they know the real. With everybody else, they run a whole other narrative, right? When you're dealing with somebody and you finally get them face to face, get them on the phone. And you talk to them, oh yeah, I know it's that. I know it's that. I know you gave me that bread, man. I know, man. But why didn't you tell them that? Why was you telling him, oh, Wack doesn't do nothing for me. Wack didn't put no bread in my pocket. I do everything for Wack. Or I do everything for this guy. I do everything for that guy. Why does the narrative change when you're around other people? You want to know why it changes? Because those other people, they think you're Lloyd Banks. Those other people think you're the Jim Jones to Cameron. They look at you like you're the Capo. You're Tony Yayo. You're Maserati Fox. Rest in peace. That's how they look at you when you're running around. Oh, I just came back from hanging with Fifth, man. You know, Fifth gave me that shit right there. Got that tattoo for me right there, baby. And then we went out and we got some of the baddest bitches, man. Shit was lit. All that type of shit. All that type of shit. And that's how you build yourself up. No Jamie Foxx. Build me up. Build me up, Fifth. Beam me up, 50. Beam me up, 50. Let's go. Out of here. Let's see. Wack is like, dudes be like, come over here. F no. I'm not coming back over there. Hold on. I'm not coming back over there. I know what's over there. I'm good over here. Why come down the mountain to deal with someone who can't get up your mountain? Just stay up the top of your mountain. You know what that sounds like to me, you guys? Sounds like the reason that 50 Cent never responded to the game. It sounds like the reason that 50 never responded to the game. Game was never able to get back up that mountain. He wasn't, no matter how many jumps he was able to get. One Blood, you know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne, calling an album The Documentary 2. He was never able to get back up that mountain, you guys. So right there, when I'm seeing that whole thing, you guys, and I'm witnessing it go on, you know what I mean? I'm just like, damn. Wack 100 is pretty much explaining something that his own artist has gone through. Something that he's actually witnessed. He knows it firsthand. When you're at the top of the mountain, when you're the king of the bloggers, when you're who said it first? Kiss the ring. Kiss the ring, baby. Doggie's like, use this one, Wack. Sometime when I extend my hand, I don't know whether I'm going to pull you up or you're going to pull me down. So I don't extend it. I can't take that chance, is what Doggie Diamonds said. Doggie said, isn't it effed up how no one trumped those 1,000 yeses? Some dudes you paid for their weddings. Hocus 4/5 actually tapped into the conversation. Hocus said, I came here to hear y'all speaking. I ain't came here for no smoke. But, looking at this conversation with Doggie and Wack, I really got to say, and I want everybody to vote in the poll right now if you haven't. Vote in the poll. Do you think Doggie Diamonds and Wack 100 are going to create a podcast together? But after witnessing and hearing this conversation, I got to say this is the perfect conversation for Doggie to have. It's the perfect conversation for Doggie to lead up to being able to ask and have any conversation that he wants to have about anybody in the music industry with Wack 100. Right now, he's beginning a relationship so they can go on to speak about the happenings within the music industry together. And the fact that they strung along that whole little conversation right there, which really didn't have nothing to do with anything. You know what I mean? It was really just some type of conversation that they might have had off the record. You know what I mean? But first, the viewers need to hear that to recognize that everything is cool within them two men. So it won't look as strange when they actually come together on YouTube, probably in the next few weeks. Probably in the next week if they're smart about it. Wack had said a few weeks ago, I ignored Hassan Campbell. He ignored Hassan Campbell for how long? You know what I'm saying? He ignored Hassan Campbell. He ignored Hassan Campbell for 3 weeks. Listen to what Wack said. Wack was like, they say that boy Hassan Campbell is going crazy because his name didn't come up in my interview with Dub C and them. Does he know that he's been at 47K Instagram followers for 9 months? Violation! He got him again. Jesus. Wack 100 said, does he know that he's been at 47,000 subscribers? 47,000 subscribers for 9 months? Wack is like, you haven't moved not one. Nobody is paying attention to you. But the people calling you on the phone every day, the same 6 people, nobody's paying you any mind. Wack went on. He went on, you guys. They say Wack, we got a whole thing up talking about, they say Wack, he's got a whole thing talking up about why they don't mention me. Yeah, we went over that a few days ago. Hassan was pretty disrespected the fact that he was not mentioned as the one who actually started this whole situation. That he was the one who actually started this whole situation. The host on the show pretty much said that they didn't bring up Hassan whatsoever. They were more interested in the fact that Wack 100 was taking issue with Jay Prince. The fact that Larry Hoover was brought up in the situation. And Jay Prince was mad. Hassan Campbell was mad that his name wasn't brought up, that his name wasn't credited, like he was writing an article in a magazine or taking a photograph for a U.S. Weekly, and his name wasn't credited. A photograph story, beef provided by Sir Hassan Campbell. Come on, miss me with that shit, man. Miss me with that shit. Some of this shit you want credit for starting beef with Wack 100 and Jay Prince? Do you know what may ultimately result of this beef? We might see either of these men lose their career. Wack 100 might not have a career after this beef. Jay Prince could lose respect. You want to see both of these men lose elements that make them who they are? That's what you want to see? Okay. That's why 50 Cent was calling his album Before I Self-Destruct, because he saw this shit. So you just want to see the destruction, the self-destruction of media. Why? So you can report on all that bullshit that you be reporting on? I think today was the first hip-hop related story you put up in however long. I hope Lil Tjay does well too. Man. We're sending our prayers out to Lil Tjay, man. You know we hate everybody. I know we're all on the same page when it comes to that. So Reek joined the conversation with Wack 100, and he said he felt that Wack was being funny and not mentioning him. You see what type of games Wack plays? The truth is Wack knows that Hassan is not relevant to that. Wack said, here goes the thing, Reek. What makes this dude think that anything about him is ever about me? Mention you for what? What am I supposed to mention you about? Reek said he ain't realized he had his little 5 minutes of fame and it's over. And that's why I was saying every time Wack does an interview, it doesn't mean it's going to be relevant to Hassan Campbell. You know what I mean? Wack is doing interviews and they're asking him about 10 different things. You know, if they don't get to the Hassan Campbell, it's because, you know what I mean? They've already got 7 or 8 different pieces to put out from the interview. They've already got a 70, 80-minute interview before they even got to the Hassan Campbell shit. Wack is like, listen to this. This is what I really wanted to get into right here about how Wack, quote unquote, played him. He doesn't realize I played him. For 3 weeks, he posted. And for 3 weeks, I never said nothing. I'm letting you know you ain't the wild card. You're not the factor. If Wack ain't say nothing, it gets to a point where you're obsessive. You're stalking. Damn, you're still talking about me? Wack said, he said all my viewers done went down. All this, all that. And I know it's because of him. You did everything you did to get your views up. Wack 100 said you did everything you did, Hassan, to get your views up, meaning the interview with 6ix9ine and Academics. Going from that interview with 6ix9ine and Academics to then exposing conversation where either they were or they weren't putting together a web for their podcast. I don't know what they were doing. That's kind of what I assume. Why would he have all that shit recorded? It sounded like it was recorded too clear. It seemed to me like they were putting together notes for their first podcast. That's just what I believe. Wack said he doesn't realize I played him. For 3 weeks he posted, and for 3 weeks I never said nothing. I got a feeling that the reason Wack didn't say nothing wasn't because he was playing him. It's because Wack didn't know what to say at that point. Wack didn't know how to come back at him at that point. I think anybody would have assumed that Wack would have used the second episode of his podcast to actually address. He would have actually addressed the beef on his podcast and it would have done hella views. But he didn't even capitalize in that regard. And that just really makes me like, I don't understand. I seriously don't understand how he didn't take that advantage when the whole world was smiling at you, Wack. You know, the whole world had their eyes on Wack 100 and he didn't take that opportunity to do the second episode based on that. It's really, really just strange to me. Wack brought up how he said the views were going down. He said all my views done went down. All this and all that. And I know it's because of him. He was really blaming it on Wack. I think he wasn't talking about you, Wack. You did everything you did to get your views up. Hassan said this. Hassan was like, that's why everybody is going to podcasts. And in order for them to do what they wanted to do, they had to knock me out of the box. I'm doing 100K views in less than 24 hours. After this Wack 100 situation, I'm doing 20,000, 17,000 people watching me during lives. 2 to 3 weeks later, mysteriously, my numbers are bent. They just basically factory resetted my page to try to slow me down because my voice is too strong. My numbers was doing better than the celebs by myself. That's inaccurate. That's inaccurate because as I told you guys before, Gilly the Kid did an interview with Little Dirk, and they actually had 75,000 live viewers. So his views are not bigger than the celebs. Now, granted, that 20,000, 17, 18,000 live viewers, now it's more like 10,000 in the last few days. That's why he's saying it's bent. You know what I mean? He's saying it's bent. He really believes he has more people tuning in. He was bitching about the income from it. You know what I'm saying? When you got 17,000 people watching for 3 minutes and then 4,000 people log out, that's going to affect your income, point blank, period. Sounds like, why are they trying to shadow ban my page now all of a sudden? Even though my views is climbing, my views is declining after 2 years of doing 100K. One of the best seasons I had ever. I got the best views ever, but got paid less. You see, man, right there. You got the best views ever, but you got paid less. You got the best views ever, but you got paid less. It's what I just said. Just because you have 17,000 people watching for 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes, your video is an hour, and your video is 89 minutes long. You know what I mean? Your video is 135 minutes long. If 17,000 people watch for 7 minutes, that's going to go into the algorithm, and that's going to affect the amount of money you make. If you had 10,000 people for watching the whole video, you're going to make a different amount than if you had actually 17,000 watching. So when you're bitching and complaining about, oh, it says there's 6,800 people in here, but I really bet you there's 18,000. That's what I'm talking about, man. That's what I'm talking about. It's pretty evident. You don't really need to complain about the viewership because you're seeing it in the dollars that you're making. So why are you complaining about the viewership, making up absurd numbers? Everyone's looking at your page, Hassan, and everybody is really impressed with what you're doing. You don't need to make yourself look like a fool by continuously saying when you have 8,000 people that there's really 14,000 people, and that makes no sense. When you have 10,000 people watching you and it goes down to 6,400, that means 3,600 people logged out of the video. That means your algorithm is being affected. 3,600 people logged out. They are not being equated into the watch time any longer, adding to your bread. What is so hard to understand about that? It's a pretty easy concept. What's up, everybody? Hope y'all are enjoying these topics tonight. Wack said, now what you don't want to accept is the algorithm. The algorithm picked up Wack 100's name, not your name. So what you did, itty bitty boy, you went to work for me. It didn't cost me a dime. Wack 100 said that Hassan went to work for him. Clear violation. You went to work for me. Wow. You got to imagine, how is Hassan going to respond to this? Hassan came back. Wack 100 comes back a little bit harder. This story continues, you guys. What an interesting story we got to cover here between all these guys. And then tonight, the last couple interviews Maino and Jim Jones have been doing, they've actually been detailing everything that has happened. They've actually been detailing everything that happened to them prior to actually being together as a group. You know what I mean? They've been very open when it has come to actually letting the world know about their past issues. They've been really open with that. So I really respect what they've been doing, man. Got a lot of love for everybody out there grinding, you know what I mean, and taking their passion into their own hand, man. You know what I'm saying? Something I respect. I want everybody to vote in the poll. I'm gonna bring it up to some open questions now. If anybody has any open questions, this is gonna be the time to ask. I want everybody to hit that like button right now. We got 110 people in here. I need y'all to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. I want everybody in here to follow Mikey T. If you're not following me already, I want you guys to follow me right now. Make sure you follow me right now. If you're not following me already, definitely appreciate all the followers that I get. I be on the gram, you know what I'm saying? Posting little snippets of my new interviews. I'll be on the gram letting y'all know when I'm going live. So there's a couple benefits that actually come with following me on Instagram and shit. There's a couple advantages that actually come to follow me on Instagram. Everybody hit that like button right now. Let's get this shit up to 100 likes. Let's get this shit up to 100 likes. If anybody has any open questions, I'm going to take them right now. I'm going to take all open questions right now. Anybody that wants to talk to me about anything hip-hop tonight, I'm going to smoke a little kush. Salute Cushington. What's up with you, bro? Ben Mikey, salute to you, bro. Appreciate everybody for checking out the JoJo Capone interview that I dropped. Appreciate y'all for checking out that JoJo Capone interview. That shit is hitting over 50,000 views right now. Let me check out the poll. I want everybody to vote in the poll right now if you haven't already. Do you think Wack 100 will form a podcast with Doggie Diamonds? The overwhelming vote is 77% of the people say no, you guys. The overwhelming vote is no, 77%. Yes, 23%. That is pretty crazy. That is pretty crazy, you guys. I'm not going to lie. That vote is a landslide, you guys. Vote in the poll if you haven't. I'm about to shut the poll off in 2 minutes. I'm letting the poll go in 2 minutes. Let me see. We're doing some open questions. If anybody has any open questions. What's the best weed you smoked? What is the best weed you smoked? The best chronic I ever smoked had to have been, I'd probably say the Skywalker OG. Skywalker OG, 250 a half O. One of the best weeds I ever smoked. Another really good one, probably Cookies, honey buns from Cookies. Probably the second best weed I ever smoked was honey buns from Cookies. That shit tastes exactly like a honey bun, you guys. I'm not even going to lie. Tastes exactly like a honey bun. I was smoking that out of a Dutch. I want everybody to vote in the poll. I'm ending the poll in 30 seconds, you guys. So vote in the poll right now. Need y'all to vote in that poll right now, you guys. We're about to end that shit in the next 30 seconds. So if you haven't voted, vote right now. This will be your last chance to vote in tonight's poll. Let me see. I'm about to end that shit in the next few minutes. A few minutes. No, I'm ending that shit in 10 seconds. Mikey T, where do you see hip hop going within the next 5 to 10 years? The next 5 to 10 years, Well, you now know that we're capitalizing on all the streaming. You know what I'm saying? We're capitalizing on all the streaming that's going on. We see a lot of group projects. We see a lot of group projects coming together with guys like Maino and Jim Jones actually able to link up a lot quicker. We see cats like Millie's coming up and taking it. You know, we're seeing a lot more of the hand in hand aspect coming back to it. The fact when you can actually touch people hand to hand. And when I say hand to hand this day and age, I mean actually thousands of viewers at one time on your social media platforms. Blanco 5 went to #1 on iTunes. I saw Millie's doing something where if you actually purchase his new album Blanco, he will send you an unreleased track that was supposed to be on the album. So this is the day and age of that type of style of releasing music. It's that day and age right now, you guys. I'm really impressed by it. I'm really seeing the way that it's impacting the sales as well. You know, let's say back in the day, I'm going to use Prodigy as an example because on HNIC2, he had quite a few records that did not release on the album. Imagine how many more albums Prodigy would have sold if he was like, yo, I'm going to send you guys these 3 songs that didn't make the album because of samples. I'm going to send them directly to you. So nobody will know about it. And you'll still have the album. Imagine how many more sales he would have got. I think that was genius. You know, social media is impacting music sales in such a dope way, especially when we see single posts getting millions of views. If anybody has any open questions, you can send them in right now. I'm taking all open questions. Amanda says, good night, Mikey T. My question is, could Bangum Smurf and you possibly work together again? Could me and Bangum Smurf possibly work together again? That is the question. You know, if Bangum Smurf wants to come on my channel, if Bangum Smurf actually, I'm gonna make this address. If Bangum Smurf actually wants to come on my channel and address anything that's been going on, if he wants to address anybody that he feels the need to address in hip hop, he's always got a platform over here to come over and talk with Mikey T. You know what I mean? Been rocking with Bangum since about 2009. So he does have a platform over here to come and talk if he wants to address any situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm not just the type of guy that's going to let somebody run over Bangum Smurf's name. You know what I'm saying? When people bring up the fact that he was rocking with French and the Coke Boys and MMG and all these different facts, I defend that type of shit. You know what I mean? Because a lot of artists this day and age would have tattooed Coke Boys on their face. A lot of artists this day and age would have loved to run with MMG at the height of their career. And I'm not going to forget those simple facts. I'm not going to forget all the people. I was just talking with my guy Finesse from Far Rock, and he was like, yeah, Mikey, the fact is everybody really did respect Bangum Smurf at that point in time to a heavy level. Like I told them, one of the first times I ever read about Bangum Smurf is when I was in the Source magazine, 2003. You know what I'm saying? He was at the Source, the Double XL magazine, and it was speaking about how Bangum Smurf and Domination were putting together the God Giveth, God Taketh Away album. Now, if dudes want to come at me on the internet, I've got no problem defending myself, though. I've got no problem telling y'all the facts of the matter. I got no problem coming out here and exposing whatever details I need to expose if people think they're going to come and put Mikey T on Front Street. You know what I'm saying? I know how to talk on the internet. I don't bumble and fumble around and say, you know what I mean 1,000 times. So if anybody wants to really challenge me, I got a couple more stones that need engravings on them. You know what I'm saying? If anybody really wants to challenge me on the real, you know what I'm saying? But I got love in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I got love in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I walk through this day every day. I wake up. I know it's a bright new day. It's a chance to do new things. I never come on here with the intentions of starting beef with anybody. I think y'all know that. You know what I'm saying? We come on here to produce the best hip hop content on the internet, the most consistent hip hop content on the internet. If it's not the best, it's the most consistent. And you know what they said, hard work beats talent any day of the week. But what are you going to do when hard work meets talent? We're going to grind every single day. But to answer your question, if anybody else has any other open questions, send them in right now. I'm answering all questions. I always do that at the end of my live podcast, you guys. So just to answer your question, yeah, Smurf would be welcome on the show, man. And I do apologize about some of the things that I said about Smurf because it was not right. And I would apologize to him to his face as well because it wasn't right. Does he want to come back on the channel? Highly doubt it. You know what I mean? But congratulations to Smurf and happy belated Father's Day as well to Smurf. Let me see. I'm about to end the poll. Everybody vote in the poll. I'm ending the poll in 10 seconds, you guys. I'm ending the poll in 10 seconds, you guys. I'm ending that poll right now, you guys. Let me go check the numbers. I'm ending it right now. Last chance to vote. Do you think Wack 100 will form a podcast with Doggie Diamonds? 23% of the people said yes. 77% of the people said no. I'm ending the podcast. I'm ending that poll right now. I'm ending that poll right now. If anybody has any questions, if anybody has any questions, send them in right now. Y Rez says, try Gushers. Weed is fire. I was actually just smoking some Mandarin Skittles. That was a dope one. You know, I've been on sour for like the last week. I bought like a sour, which was cool. Yeah, I like that sour that I got, but I want to get something a little more exotic next time. We'll see what happens. You know, I usually like blazing on the runts. You know what I'm saying? Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, man. Demand, excuse me. What's up, bro? And he says, I like what you're doing for the culture. Isn't it enough money to go around without everyone trying to outshine each other? Yeah, man, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. There is enough money to go around. There is enough time to go around. You know what I'm saying? There is enough time to go around. There is enough money to go around. People don't really need to be hating on each other just because they think they're going to do a view. You know, that's why I was saying a little bit earlier, I was thinking about it, and it's like, what does Doggie Diamonds and Wack 100 gain from continuously hating on each other? You know what I mean? What do they gain? You know what I mean? Doggie's not getting any more content out of that. Doggie could get more content if he worked with Wack. Wack has Clubhouse on Smash. If Wack actually branched off into YouTube, a place where Hassan and many others are saying he has a problem, Wack realizes he has a problem on YouTube. You know what I mean? He realizes his shit isn't moving like it should be on YouTube. He needs to come along. He needs to come across somebody with a little bit of power. He needs to come across somebody with a little bit of power on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like he just found the right person. Hopefully they can get something together. Hopefully they can really put their issues aside. Seems like they have. Doggie Diamond said Doggie Diamond said what they were going through wasn't really about shit. I think they both came to the realization that they said some things they didn't need to say. You know what I mean? I think they both came on the realization that they said some things that they really did not need to say. Guys, I'm putting up a poll. I'm putting up a poll for the fun of it. I'm putting up a poll for the fun of it. And if anybody has any open questions, I'm taking just a few more final questions, actually. For everybody in here, we're going to do final questions. We're going to do some final questions. If anybody has any right now, everybody in the building, this is your chance. You can ask Mikey T, the movie star, whatever you want. I hope you guys have enjoyed the live Mikey T, the movie star podcast tonight. You know, we're always going in. Tonight, we actually spoke on a couple different dope topics. We got to speak on Maino and Jim Jones. You know what I mean? Maino, Jim Jones pressing him. Coming up, 90 people deep. Oh shit, we Gucci? Seems like we Gucci now. My bad, y'all. I don't know what the hell happened there. Hopefully y'all ain't tripping out on the live. Oh shit, we Gucci? Yeah, we are Gucci. We are Gucci. I'm about to light up for that. I'm about to light up for the technical difficulty, baby. Recap of everything we spoke on tonight. You know, we actually got to speak on Maino and Jim Jones detailing their whole beef before coming together as the Lobby Boys, y'all. Very impressive that those two guys could actually, you know, just like Wack and Doggie, you know what I mean? They could go from having words that really weren't about shit. You know what I mean? They, as Jim Jones said, it really wasn't about nothing. Or as Wack and Doggie saying there, it wasn't really about nothing. These guys were going at it simply because of the fact that they were both popular, simply because of the fact that they were both outside, simply because of the fact that Maino was trying to get a little bit of clout. As Jim Jones said, you tried to 50 Cent me. You tried to Curtis Jackson me. Jim Jones has some humor, man. I'm glad these guys can actually look back at the past incidents with that's crazy. I'm about to light up because that's annoying the hell out of me. Shit's annoying the hell out of me. Final questions, y'all. If anybody has any, everybody can ask their final questions now. What do you think about Snoop Dogg picking up Death Row? I think that's going to make Death Row worth more money at the end of the day. I think that's the best move for Death Row at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? The fact that before this, when Death Row was on the market, before this, you guys, they weren't really worth much. Their value really wasn't anything. But now the fact that they've got somebody who used to be with the record label, Snoop Dogg, at the helm, it's worth a lot more. You know what I mean? It takes the value of the company up dramatically. So I'm just waiting to see what Snoop does, man. I hope it's a television show. They had spoke about doing a show in regard to Snoop's case. I don't think that really had anything to do with Death Row, though, in regard to Snoop's takeover. Of course, it has to do with Death Row because that was the early years of Snoop being over there. But I don't think that really has anything to do. I don't really think that has anything to do with Snoop Dogg taking over Death Row, that show concept, the show idea. I don't think Death Row is going to be a new record label. I don't think they're going to be doing things as a record label. I think they're just going to be releasing the old material. You know, that's kind of how I feel about it. I think they're going to be releasing the old material. I think they're going to be building on films, television shows. Maybe I'll be proven wrong. And if I am, I look forward to reporting on it. You know what I'm saying? Because I will be following what they've got going on. Snoop Dogg was always in the position, and anybody can send in their final questions right there. You know what I'm saying? Anybody can send in their final questions right now. At the end of my live podcast, I always open the questions up for the live viewers. You know what I'm saying? GT Massive says Snoop has a plan as it looks. Blessings to you and all. Blessings to you, GT Massive. Yeah, it looks like Snoop Dogg has had a new chain made. It looks like Snoop Dogg actually released his last project under Death Row as well, right? I was just sort of going to start saying Snoop never really had the opportunity to build up doggy style records, like, never mind, like how he would have thought, like we would have thought as the fan. You know, we were all ready as the fan to accept Snoop Dogg in whatever role he was going to take. Pause. We were all ready to accept Snoop Dogg for whatever he was going to do, whether it was a Corona commercial or Colt 45 or working with Master P or working with Pharrell. But Snoop never really got his own label going, even though he had quite a few different acts around him, different groups, different solo artists. You know what I'm saying? Snoop had a lot of acts around him. I would have liked to have seen Doggy Style go further. Maybe we'll be able to see it go further under death row. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that will be the case. Ida says, what do you think about Blueface? Blueface did an interview where he was like, a lot of people give me shit because of the fact that I sold, like, I guess, what did he say, 10 million or something one time, multiple millions one time. But then all of the follow-up projects would only be like a million, close to a million. The fact that Blueface actually sold so many million records on the one, he's able to actually sell records again, and he's actually said in an interview I was watching, he took advantage of that. He sold more records than just that first one. So he's doing it smart, at least to a certain extent, and releasing more music than just having the one song out, because that's where we saw Designer kind of fall off, only having the one song. That's where we saw Designer actually fall off a little bit. Blueface has to really, really fight to get this next single, you guys. He's really going to have to struggle to get the next single, because to find a follow-up for these records like Panda or like what was his record called again, you guys? Tatiana. To have follow-up records to these is like really hard. You know what I mean? When you come out with such a bang like that, when you make such an impression, it's like he got famous off of that. He got rich off of that. It's almost like, what do you expect? What more do you expect? You got rich. You know what I mean? It's almost comparable to Bobby Shmurda in a certain extent, except Bobby had a couple other records. You know what I mean? Bobby had a couple other records. He had, computers and shit like that. You know what I mean? Bobby Bitch. He had a couple other records and shit. Yep. GT says Designer had and has a hit. I liked some of his other songs too, like Up. He had another song called Up that I really liked. Blue can come up. We'll have to see what happens with Blue in the future. He actually got into that OnlyFans game. I'm thinking that Blueface could actually get a television deal as well. Well, Nightman, you actually just seen right what I went into as you were actually typing that question, bro. You actually see right what I went into as you were typing that exact question. But yeah, you guys, I'm gonna do a couple more final questions. I'm gonna end the poll. I want you guys to vote in the poll. A little interesting poll I did. Which artist is better? I'm gonna give y'all a couple more minutes to vote in the poll. 2-minute warning on the poll, you guys. I'm giving y'all 2 minutes to vote in the poll. Everybody in here that wants to vote in the poll. Everybody in here that wants to ask a question. Everybody in here that wants to ask a hip hop related question. Put that shit in the chat right now, you guys. Put it in the chat right now if you want to ask a hip hop related question, y'all. Anybody that wants to ask anything related to hip hop, I'm going to answer. Yep. This is your chance to ask me a question. No super chat necessary. Let me grab my IG. I want everybody that's watching this video, if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel right now. Everybody on here, I want you guys to follow me on the gram. If you guys aren't following me on the gram, make sure you follow me right now. Better artist, Kendrick or J. Cole? I'm more of a J. Cole guy. I was rocking with Mac 10, you know what I mean? Through when he was with Ice Cube. I was rocking with him also a tiny bit when he I guess it was almost around the same time. No. The Ice Cube that I know him from actually came out a little bit after he signed with Cash Money, because he had the Banger Ball album with Cash Money. He actually did a deal with Birdman as well. Who is your favorite interview? Favorite interview? Final questions before we go off the air, you guys. Send them in. Who is your favorite interview? I guess it's pretty easy on that. My favorite interview would have to be Gilly the Kid. Yeah, Gilly the Kid's my favorite interview. You know what I mean? Did a bunch of interviews with Gilly. Really appreciate him for being funny with it. Really appreciate him for being extremely detailed with it. You know what I mean? He didn't slack on any of my questions. Sometimes he poked fun. Sometimes he had fun with me, like when we were talking about Chief Keef. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Gilly the Kid had to be my best interview, man. I really appreciate him. Also, getting an interview with Freaky Zeke, my first ever interview going on World Star Hip Hop. You know what I mean? My first ever interview going on World Star Hip Hop with Freaky Zeke. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give it to Gilly, my favorite interview, man. Hopefully, I get to do some more work with Gilly in the future. You know what I mean? I know he's doing a lot of things. Hopefully, he could, you know what I mean? Hopefully, he could come in. You know what I'm saying? Throw your boy the alley oop. Yeah, salute to AR Rab. Major respect to Tone Trump. Yeah, Tone Trump actually gave me a bunch of dope interviews back in the day. Tone Trump is a real good dude. You know, he was actually in one of the dopest movies. You know what I'm saying? With Michael B. Jordan, talking about Creed. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't expect as much from the Creed movie that we got, and it's turned out to be a really, really, it's turning out to be a really, really great series. But yeah, we're about to get out of here. If anybody wants to follow me on the gram, y'all can follow me right now. Follow Mikey T. Follow Mikey T. Hope you've been enjoying the interviews I've been putting out with the live podcast the last few days. We had Cuban Link, 10 Toes Down, Trigger Ock. Now I came back to do some live news. Tonight, you guys. Wanted to hit y'all with this live news exclusive, just so y'all didn't think I forgot about it, man. We went over a bunch of shit tonight, y'all. It was a great episode. We went over the whole incident, Wack 100, and going at Hassan Campbell, basically saying he didn't reply to him for 3 weeks. He left him on scene pretty much. Also, that damn Father's Day card. You know what I mean? Some things are just like not funny. You know what I mean? Some things are just like not funny. You know what I'm saying? Doggie Diamonds and Wack 100, they're cool now at this point. That's a good thing for hip hop. I don't understand why they were really going at it in the first place. You know what I mean? I don't really know why they were going at it in the first place. I don't think it made sense to so many people. It's like, are these guys just going at it for the sake of going at it? And also Maino and Jim Jones, another great interview on the Breakfast Club where they actually went over the past issues that they had and how they were able to get over them. Yep. It was a great episode tonight, and I really appreciate everybody for tapping in live. I appreciate y'all for watching my throwback interview with JoJo Capone. I appreciate y'all for watching all of my new interviews that I did this week as well. It's been a great week, but it's not stopping. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe right now. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of these live videos, you guys. You don't want to miss any of these live videos. I'm about to end the poll. I'm about to end that. Like I said, everybody on here, follow me on the gram. Subscribe here on YouTube if you're not already. B-Wick, if you want me to do a review on your single, you can send in a super chat of $50 and I'll do a review of your single, my dude. And I'll actually bring you on the channel and you can actually tell the people about your single as well for a couple minutes. You know what I'm saying? I can't play no audio, but I can give my thoughts on the single and you can tell people about the single. But if you want to do that tonight, If you want to come on here, B-Wick, and do that tonight, send in a super chat and I'll send in the link. And you can tell everybody about the single and I'll pin it up as well. So let's hold on. I don't know if B-Wick wants to run that tonight. But if he does, or we can do it tomorrow night. Spit a little bit of acapella bars too. Spit some acapellas. About to show y'all. Actually, I don't need to break these up. Okay, let's get it. But just make B-Wick, hit me on Instagram. Hit me on Instagram. Everybody on here, hit me on Instagram. I'm not going to be live on Friday night, B-Wick. So, you know what I'm saying? So we'll have to set it up for maybe Sunday night. But I'm not going to be live on Friday night, just so you know. But yeah, I'm about to get up out of here, you guys. I appreciate everybody for tapping in on tonight's live. Make sure you follow me on the gram if you're watching this on demand. My Instagram is in the chat pinned up. So make sure y'all follow me on there. I'll see y'all in the next live video.